shoes. We're going to walk this thing barefoot. Now, please do this at your own risk. You guys need to please do this safely. The reason we walk barefoot is because we've been trying to help. One simple thing that we can do is helping the bike start to put shoes on kids' feet in Africa, one shoe at a time. We've, through this partnership on this last walk tour since last fall, we've helped a company called Tom Shoes donate over 50,000 pairs of shoes. By many of you guys buying one pair, which donates the second pair for everyone you guys buy. You're going to find out more before the end of the walk. But what we think of as our power to make a difference is so much greater than we underestimate ourselves. So you guys, I want to see how many hands are going up that people are walking barefoot today. Okay, you guys ready to take this walk?
Great. I think for us, we don't want the walks to be a Hanson thing. We want it to be much bigger than that.
One of the reasons we had this sort of crazy idea of doing these barefoot miles is when we were making this album, we were really inspired by some friends of ours that were donating a tour they had to help a hospital do AIDS research in Africa. You know, something sparked in us and said, you know what, we want to go and learn and see what role we can have in helping to fight AIDS and helping to fight poverty. But thinking, you know what, we don't have the tools to make the difference. But we went there just as people trying to learn. And what we came back with was the realization that the best tools we had available were the things that we need to use. So we started by using music. So the idea of the walks was everybody needs to be reminded that the power to make a difference is in your hands. The power to make a difference is in the decision that you guys decide to act every day. If you look at the issues in Africa, you know, it's totally understandable that we feel like, you know, it comes on the news and Brad Pitt, Madonna in Africa, and it's all covered. It's cool. Everything's taken care of. But it's not like that. You know, our generation will be judged by history based on what happens in Africa and whether we did something about fighting poverty and fighting the spread of AIDS. You look at how many kids are born into life without a choice. You've got enough kids to fill the entire island of Manhattan and all the surrounding boroughs that have no families because their parents have died of AIDS. Now just imagine being an entire continent trying to deal with millions of kids that have no families. Okay? Today what we're doing is starting with something so simple that it's almost embarrassing that we think we can make a difference with it, but it's so valuable. When we started this thing, we partnered with a shoe company to say, you know what, issues with AIDS and poverty are totally linked. You can't take them away from each other. So let's start with shoes. Tom Shoes. Anybody have Tom Shoes here? Does anybody Tom? Okay. Tom's is one great example of a company that said, you know what, we can give back with our business, not after we are successful, but in our livelihood. Every time you buy one of their pair of shoes, they donate a second pair of shoes. And throughout this tour, we started off trying to help them reach a goal. They wanted to sell 50,000 pairs to donate. And amazingly, after walking all throughout last tour, we helped them reach that goal. 50,000 pairs of shoes.
Amen.
All right. Hey, you guys. We got so much more to say, but why don't we finish this mile already?
Where they're going, wanting to go to Africa. There was a girl that was talking about she's training to be a nurse and planning to go to Africa to donate her time. I mean, that's such a good example. I mean, everybody can't fly across to Africa, but just the idea that you recognize that spark in you, you know what? I can do this. This is what I can do. So a lot of people walk today.
Yeah, and again, I think it is also important to remember that, like I said earlier, this is not just about a virus. This is also about young ladies and young men and being empowered. Yeah, and being empowered across the ocean to save their own lives, and by us understanding that we can be a part of educating and informing and ultimately saving lives is a huge opportunity.
One walk at a time. next walk. See you there.